Hi guys, welcome once again to another interesting day of Techly Things. Now we're heading to ATV Cayman, which is in West Bay, Grand Cayman. We'll be taking our excursion on the ATVs. We'll be doing some interesting trips and show you around and just show you just about everything that has to go with ATV Cayman. So if you're new to the channel, just remember to subscribe, and if you want the latest videos, click the notification bell. So you know what? Let's go. That's it. So this is where it is, and we are getting ourselves ready in terms of getting our equipment, our gears, safety gears and so on. But me now, I'm trying to get my camera up as quickly as possible because I have to do my videoing and I like to show you what the journey is like and how it goes down. So these guys are the instructors. They're going to give us some briefing as it relates to the security, the safety thing with the ride. So I'll let you hear them speak while I do my setting up. Is there any way on the thing you can put this on?
The
GoPro? Anywhere on the...
Yeah, let's see how this works. Is it a...
Can strap
yeah,
on?
definitely. There's a front grill.
Okay.
Or even by the handlebar.
Ah, yeah.
By the handlebar.
Yeah, man. Well thought out.
You carry the other one?
See it?
What's the easy to them?
You want? Let me ask you why you never answer me.
If you can get it, if you can you.
Yeah.
But this can't, okay, this can't turn to you.
No, if you have it now, I'll put this on the thing.
Upon the me put it.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, man. Oh, no, only one you can use. Let me see something. Only one of these I have. Let me see something. Let me see something. If this can use, let me see something. So for those who know me know that I travel with a lot of cameras because when you're doing these journeys, you don't want to inconvenience people while they're on their trip. So you try to go as early as possible to get yourself set up. So when the journey starts, you don't stop every minute. But what happened at this occasion? We reached early, but interestingly, everyone was early. So the guys, they decided that we're going to move out early. So I'm scuffling to get the camera set up in the strategic position. Oh, to you. You don't know which way you want it.
Magnetic?
Yeah, but okay. When I see when a magnet
apart from... well, that bit that you were showing me, I know you can mount it here.
Yeah, I have two, so she want to. You sure?
Do you have another mount like this?
Yeah, but
yeah. No, you can't go in here now. It's just that, huh?
What we could do, if you don't mind, we can swap helmets, because that has the GoPro mount on the top.
Oh. But she wanted it to herself.
Oh, like...
So, yeah, selfish.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, like here.
Selfish, right. Yeah, man.
We're good.
So that's Carleen. She wanted to have the GoPro attached, but she wanted it in a position that it features her. And it could not be accommodated because I didn't have enough of the gadgets to set it up. But during the journey, I'm going to make sure that happens. So for persons who want to know where ATV Cayman is or what it's about, it's a service that is online. You can look them up and they're easy to work with. The ride is $80 CI per person, which is about 100 US. And there is one that offers for 2 persons. I think that is it in the background there. So the guys are going to give a briefing and I'll allow you to hear them before we move on.
I want to welcome you to ATV Cayman. My name is Keith and I'll be your tour guide for today. Hello everyone. Riding along will be Aaron. I will be a backup rider.
Aaron Keith?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I will be providing you with any assistance you might need. So if anything goes wrong, please don't hesitate. Just give him a wave and he'll ride up and assist you, right?
Nice.
I'll be waving all day.
What we have planned for you is an 80-minute tour of the Barcus National Park, which will be taking in a few stops. At each stop, I'll ask you to hop off, just gather around me. I'll tell you a bit about where we're at briefly, and we can take a photo or two, and we head on to the next stop.
So at this point, the guys are starting up the ATVs to ensure you move on. So it's a key right there in front of me there, and the lever is to the right. So it's not something that you use like a regular motorbike to gas the lever, gas the thing on the handle. It's the lever right where my thumb would be on the right hand. So they're gassing up, and we're gonna be moving off shortly. So that's the guy on the ATV. He's the one at the front. So for the entire journey, he stays at the front, and he determines what speed you drive at. So normally when he starts slow, just for you to get some confidence, and then you move off a little bit faster. So he moved. That's Carleen ahead of me there, and that's me second. So she's third in line, and I'm fourth. There's the two persons behind me. So we move to the right, we make a U-turn. So as you see, my thumb, it is the one that is giving gas. So once you remove your thumb from it, it decelerates very fast. It also goes to a full stop as well. So that is it there. So now everyone gets their confidence, and we're heading in the bushes, or on the trail. That's a better term. We're heading in the trail. So I will let you see from both angles. You'll get to see the angle from this camera, and then I'm gonna switch it to the camera that is on the foot of the GoPro as soon as I get a good position to say you guys are safe there. So we made one loop. So the guys ensuring that we're very comfortable riding. So we did the loop to the right, and now we're doing the loop to the left. See, I'm warming up. I'm a normal fast rider. So now we're heading in the trail. Very interesting ride. I would hope that you guys stick around and watch every minute of it. The gentleman said it's an 80-minute tour, and I think it's about that. The time is actually very hot, and they encourage you to use your water. Take water with you. We're going to do some interesting stops, and we're going to do some, not really some stunts, some good riding, and when we're coming back, and at the end we're going to do a very fast riding. So I hope you guys stick around to see the end of that. So here we go. So I did put the camera on Carlene's ATV, and this is what it looks like. I wanted to see what it looks like when it's on facing the rider, and she wanted to see herself riding the ATV, and this is what it looks like. So I made a quick stop and switch around the camera angle, and now it's on my ATV, and that's Carlene in front of me. So you'll see most of the angles from this perspective. So we're coming up on our first stop where the gentleman will explain the area and give us some history behind it. Well, I have to say in advance, I do apologize for the wind. The camera did not set properly to cushion the effect of the wind, but I'll just say the guy was explaining to us why the swamp area was deteriorated like that and the mangrove died out. So I'll still let you hear him, but the audio is not that great.
Hurricane Ivan hit the island. It came, destroyed, decimated everything. Wiped out the whole entire park. But as you can see, most of the park has grown back all green and lushy. Just this area has grown back ever since. You get bird activity over here at times. You can find birds flying around, birds such as yellowlegs, eagles, pelicans, herons, even a few finches as well. And also this pond is pretty tricky. It goes several months dry, several months without water. When it's dry season, you will see the birds out there walking up and down on the ground. Some people may assume that they can't take a shortcut through there because there's a beach right beyond this point. But that's not it. What happens is when the tennis there, the top dries out, the water always stays moist. So if you have time to walk on it, sorry. You will lose at this location before we go.
So a little time for some photographs. The gentleman helps us out with the getting the photographs done. That's me there. I'm trying to,
ready?
as usual, set up the camera on the GoPro in a different angle. Well, I guess you know what happened there. I couldn't find the brake. I was such in a panic, so I crashed it. I forgot the brake. I forgot the brakes, man. Oh God. Alright. Don't embarrass me like that. So the place was a bit windy, and we stopped by the beach, the Seaside, and as usual the gentleman is explaining about the area. Now, as usual, you know, I'm trying to get my camera up again. I'm trying to change the batteries out because I didn't want it to run out while we're on the trail. So I have to ensure that the batteries are changed. When I checked this one, it was about I think 30%, and I wasn't sure where the stop will take place if it's gonna run out. So I had to ensure I change the battery. And the good thing about the important thing about when you're traveling is that you want to ensure that you have sufficient batteries, because the trip is not about you alone. You want to not inconvenience anyone. And I also changed my SD card because it was about 50% usage, and the gentleman say that it would be at an 80-minute run and I have enough SD card, but the space in them were not that great. So as you realize, the gentleman was giving some useful and vital information as it relates to the area. And normally when you go out with them, they normally give you so much information as it relates to the area, the history and of the surrounding. The unfortunate thing, I didn't capture anything of what he was saying on the camera. So I was gearing up again, setting up the GoPro to capture another view of, I think this time it was me riding on it. And this is how it's set up. You turn it to you or you turn it to the road. So ensure I do that. So I was very busy just trying to ensure that you guys capture the video. So this is it now. They are ready to go. And no, I think this is the photo time. So taking photographs of the people, starting up the ATV. And they are so good at taking the photographs, so you don't have to worry about if it's done properly or not. So this is what they are doing. Ready? Not the 2-hour night, man. The man says not the 2-hour night. Side way and get the 2-hour. Now catch the 2-hour. Two of us. Oh, side way. No, side way. Oh, no, man. Alright, so I'm not the pro. Okay. Alright, sir. You're the pro. Okay. Let's see one him get a 2-hour night. Go and call him, I'm not crash this time. So as you can see on the ride, it's not that difficult to ride on. So from a novice to a medium rider will not find it that challenging to do anything here, because there's not a lot of hills. Well, there are no hills. It's just that when you're passing certain areas, you might have a little difficulty because of the bump. But can't complain. It's like riding in some forest area and you feel like you're in a movie. The only challenge you might have riding in the areas is the heat. If you're not used to this temperature here, where the average temperature is like about 85 to 90 degrees, then that's the only challenge you might have. Now this is another stop, and this is this is something that I think I would love to do. It is I don't remember the name what it's called, but you're gonna see what the guys are doing, and I guarantee I'm gonna do it one of these days. So let us move, and you'll see what it looks like, and you'll hear the guys speak.
You must get enough for yourself. All right, cool.
So again, I'm moving the camera. So this time, as I mentioned earlier, it was on me, but it wasn't. It was on Carlene's. Now I'm going to move it around and put it on my cart, and I'm going to turn it around. No, I don't think I'm going to. No, it's going to still be on Carlene's car. I'm just going to turn around the camera so it shows more in front.
All the time, man.
Huh?
I say, look at you missing most of the tour, but I think you got on the camera still.
Yeah, but I have one that's under one here.
Yeah, but you catch it.
Yeah.
No, this is what the guys are doing now. So they are out in the water. It is not that deep at all, and they use the wind to do their sailing. So the guy's gonna speak, so I allow him to speak.
You see the guys up, feet in the air, spinning around doing tricks and flips. Intriguing. These will catch the horseback ride companies coming up with the horses.
Oh.
The water.
And I must apologize once more for the wind. I didn't really anticipate that the wind would be so strong, so it drowned the voice out for the gentleman. So he was just explaining what goes on here as it relates to the activities of the guys. It's an attraction, a tourist attraction, and the tourists come here, or even locals, to use the wind to do their thing. And as you can see it there, the guys are using the wind to do their sailing.
But here the biggest irony, because they were supposed to be 3 or 4.
Today?
Yes.
Okay.
Come together, right?
Yes.
And one pulled out and one pulled out this morning. Now the one that pulled out this morning is a striking resemblance of you.
Twin. Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
Picture.
You have Cullimore picture?
Get out of here.
Yeah. So when
I got out the
you saw we were looking at you guys? Did you see we were looking at you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's what.
I was like,
Because the person said they're not coming, and then we look at her. I said, "What she tricked us?" Yeah, that's
When we
it.
go,
Yeah.
come on, Abby.
No, I'm gonna let you hear the irony of what we were telling the lady. So it was 4 of us as a group were supposed to go on this excursion with the other 3 persons. It was Candace, Devon, Carlene, and I. But Devon and Candace pulled out at last minute. But when we reached this morning to go on the trip, we saw the lady came out. She was the last person to come on the trip. And when we saw her, we were thinking that it was Candace. I was saying that she tricked us. And it was so ironic because the lady had the same build and the same mannerism like Candace. So we were explaining to her about the irony, and she asked us to show her the photograph. So it was so incredibly funny.
Hey, you look close enough like we're going to take you right on in.
So you came out, I said, Morgan, what's he calling more? I know what it was.
Want to put your YouTube channel?
Yes. We are believe.
So we are ready to head back on the road again.
So this press the red button for me. Let me. Yeah.
So here we come up to our final stop before reaching to the base.
It's Aaron.
There is an actual underground tunnel in the middle out there.
Oh,
that
really?
connects to the outer sea.
Okay.
So whenever the tide rises out there, the tide rises here as well. Whenever it lowers, vice versa. Now this may appear to be a dock that we're standing on. It is actually a deck, and it was built here for the bird watchers. But most people use it as a late evening hangout spot where they would come throw their lines, catch a fish, picnic, sip a beer, whatnot. Because you'd have to be a pretty good bird watcher, at least a patient one. Because most of the birds are up and left and went elsewhere into the park. So that's why most people use it as a late evening hangout spot. And I've been doing this for a period of time. Just last week was the first I've seen like 6 pelicans in here. So I was like,
not a lot of fish in here, is that?
you can find fish like lagoon snappers, tarpons, barracudas, even some bone and garfish as well. But the main thing here is this stone pillow. Now in 2003, during our quincentennial celebration, which was our 500 years of anniversary, Prince Edward, the late Queen's youngest son, flew down for the ceremony, and with the help of one of our parliament members, Mr. McKeever Bush, they designated Barkas as our national park. For the ceremony, they did have a sundial on top, a plaque in the front. One or a few weeks after the grand opening of the park, someone decided to borrow the sundial permanently.
Oh,
They
that's
had
why
no,
the space is there.
yep, they never had no intention of ever returning it back either. And it wasn't satisfied there. They said, what the heck, we might well have the margin set. So they came back and snatched the plaque as well too.
That's sad.
I guess they just say you can't have nice things out in the middle of nowhere. Someone will borrow it for you. But there is a theory that if you find anyone on the island that's a little too punctual with the time, they may know or they could be the culprits right there. You know, everyone's on island time, so if someone say, I'm going to check you in 10 minutes, you can look forward for them in the next hour or so. And we do have the photo to show proof. Yeah, to show proof that it was there. It does exist, but it's just not here. It should be.
It's a crafty mason took it out.
That gives you a reason to tell a story, right?
I guess they never had it secure enough, you know?
Yeah. But they just don't think someone would have done that.
Let me see how the end over here first before we go. Good. You know when we go? Yeah? No, so my time when you move off, the time we are clear like a pot was in. Where you don't know your bike? Oh, your second. You see, come up. Tasha? Yeah, that's it. You want that's it. Huh? What? Hot seat. Ready.
So we're off again to the final stop, which is base. So this is a time when everyone gets confident and the gentleman at the front step up the pace a little bit. But I'm a very competitive person and I don't want to end up anywhere around the back there. So as soon as I get my okay, then you will see some speed. So here is when the gentleman puts some gas to it and ensure that you get the maximum amount of speed on it, and there's a vehicle there, so he has to ensure that you drive on the left side of the road because this is where we drive in Cayman, and you realize we're going at full tilt. So we have 2 rounds that we do. Go down the first time, and who don't want to go fast, they have all right to go slow, but I'm a man for speed. And the GoPro is attached to Carlene's ATV, so I'm actually behind her. So when we reach up the top, the guys will signal for us to slow down, and then we do one more round. Well, I guess you guys didn't hear what Carlene said. She said that I wasn't speeding, and I took great offense to it because it's like she's telling me that I'm going slow because I was trying to be a nice guy to her. But I know that nice guys always finish last, and I'm not planning to be that nice guy. I'm gonna show her that she needs to eat some dust for what she said. Well, the lady in the front didn't offend me in any case, but I said, well, rather than just pass one person, I'm gonna just pass 2. So she's next on the list.
You see how man ride by? Okay.
So after each trip, the guys ensure that they wash the ATVs and ensure that they're clean and safe for the next persons that are coming in. And I do recommend this ATV Cayman highly, and it was worth the trip. Just one shot I didn't take was the drone shot. I took my drone with me and I didn't get to use it. But this takes us to the end of another episode of Techly Things, and I do hope you enjoyed watching it. So on behalf of the Techly Things team, this is Duke Crick saying peace out.